should say the mail. Um, Trying to figure out what you guys might want to talk about. Would you like to talk about the Charlie Kirk incident? Would you like to talk about I don't know what's going on in Ukraine? We can talk about Russia's economy. We can talk about the economy of China, if you want. We can dip into that a little bit. And President Xi and what's going on over there with the Belt and Road, also in Africa, and what just happened in Uganda. What the hell is the name of that country? Anyway, Chinese had 24 hours to leave that Angola. 24 hours. Some of them were kidnapped. Now this happened about a week or two ago, and as far as I know, they're still in captivity. And so that's how the Belt and Road is going in Africa with them. Also in Niger, they're very upset. The locals have become almost terroristic in their ways of. Well, no, that's not. I shouldn't say that, but they're very upset, and it's because of the pollution they leave behind. It's because of them taking a lot of the resources, selling a lot of the gold and such and diamonds on the black market. China's doing that, and like I just said, they were just in Angola, and they had 24 hours. All businesses, everything got looted. One or two died. Others were trapped in the country, and so yeah, that's how that's going there. Myanmar's a mess right now too, with competing factions because of their minerals of rare earths in Myanmar. But yeah, China's really struggling right now with its economy as well. So not only is everything going to shit in Africa, I just explained they just literally kicked all Chinese nationals out of Angola and kidnapped some of them, and their stores were looted also, so they lost all that property. You had to leave all the mining equipment behind because there was many mines, but that was the problem, was the artisanal mines. Kids were working in them, but they also brought their own workers over, so they wasn't creating jobs for the Africans, so they just straight kicked them out of the country. But you don't hear much about that, do you? And then in Niger, they're pissed, and there's been some kidnappings there as well, because they leave their frigging pollution behind, you know, and they take the resources, and you know, and they don't create any jobs. So the Belt and Road's going to shit over there. Their economy is shit right now too. You can't trust any numbers that are coming out of China. Let's see what we got. Pollution. Yeah, it's very important. I agree. If you look at some of the water in China, you can't even use it for crops. That's how bad it is. Some of the rivers, and then the problem with water up north and south. There's a huge differential, and they're trying to make this huge, like $100 billion to try to transfer water through a pipeline, which only is going to give you, you know, maybe 10 or 15% of what you need anyway. It's kind of a wasted project. But I want to talk about the China-India connection right now. What's going on there is kind of weird. So, like, economically, they're saying we're forcing India to trade more with China. That's one thing. But I want to talk about they're not friends, you know. And China, was it Abdul Paresh? I forget the name of the where the incident happened, but they both agree not to have weapons, guns. So they fought each other with like whatever they could find, rocks, sticks, whatever. I guess we never got the real numbers because China wouldn't release them, but we know like 20 or 30 Indians died that night with hand-to-hand combat up in the mountains of the Himalayas where the line of control is, and they were trying to creep up. China was trying to take over this a strategic area, a very strategic spot, and India was not about to let that happen. They had built a lot of roads and then some airports. I mean, China is also building dams, and this is scary because, all right, let me just give you an example. Now, it's scary for India too right now because they control Tibet, and that's like the rooftop of the world. It's like a lot of these rivers, China, start in China or trying to control the areas. So let me just look at please no political talk. Too bad. Have you heard of Ligma crisis in China? The Ligma crisis in China? No, no. What's that about, John Mitch? Interested to know about that. Okay. Yeah. So, no, I have not. I've heard about the Uyghurs and them being locked up. In what is it, like educational centers? Like above Auschwitz. That's what it said. When you went into the concentration camp, it said work will set you free because they're giving them job training, so that's like synonymous for, they're using them like to work for free labor, and they're just not Han Chinese, and they're teaching them the Mandarin because yeah, so what we see there, Ligma. John, that's you funny. Bro, where are you from? All right, yeah, so I'm from America, the East Coast, Northeast. I've been up and down the Northeast, but yeah, Massachusetts, I was born in. So yeah, who's that from? That was from Billionaire. But yeah, so the Uyghur situation, they're Muslims, and so that their policy is we don't want to see any terrorist activity from them or extremism as China's main idea behind it. And they had seen some small amounts of that, but it's about assimilation, forced assimilation, I believe. I don't think they're going to kill them. I don't think that's going to happen. But there are reports of sterilization. Forced sterilization. They didn't even know that's probably what was happening. When it happened, they're probably just coming over for a doctor's appointment. But yeah, so we hear that from some of the people that have been in those camps and have been released back into society. And you could go for the most smallest thing. But anyway, so China's economy, let's just dip back into that a little bit. Oh, no, the China-India thing I was talking about. Let me see, anyone else? Free Tyler Robinson. Really? Really, bro? Come on, man. That's stupid. That's just stupid talk. Charlie Kirk, listen, whether you hate him or you liked him, he had every right to say what he wanted to say. And if you listen to a lot of his, I've listened to a lot of his stuff, and it's not as divisive as the mainstream media would like you to believe. I mean, did you know that this country, almost all the mainstream media is left on television? I mean, it's crazy. Only Fox News is to the right. I mean, I don't like either one of them, CNN or Fox or MSNBC. They all lie. The only place you can get accurate information is from places like, from neutral countries is a great place to get it because they have no skin in the game usually. So you usually get a non-Western or non-Eastern type of thing. You get a kind of right down the middle, and then you got to check your sources. Oh, always check your sources. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of a disgusting thing to say, bro. I don't like that at all. Tyler Robinson's just murdered somebody in cold blood, and this clown says free him. Okay. Validation protected by immunity to avoid suspension violation.